All right, today I want to talk about multi-factor authentication. I'm sure most people by now know what this is and are probably sick to death of hearing about it. For those that don't and need a better understanding, it's simply a secondary verification method for logging into an account, an app, an email, what have you. And this started out by having that secondary code sent to an email or your phone, and now has evolved into more things like, repeating a spoken passphrase, facial recognition, biometrics, a fingerprint. And as it evolves, it's becoming a little bit more important because it is something that, depending on how it's set up, biometrics, a fingerprint, for example, is one of the harder methods to fake. So this just adds an extra layer of verification and protection for whatever it is you're trying to log into. For example, I work in the insurance industry, so a lot of times when I'm accessing a carrier database with sensitive client information, you need that code. You need something else so that if somebody were to have my laptop, that code is supposed to go somewhere else that can't be accessed easily on that laptop with a saved password or so forth. And it's becoming increasingly important because I'm sure you've heard ad nauseum reports of companies that are being hacked. Telecom companies, T-Mobile is one of the worst. Data breaches, ransomware events. These are things that can really oftentimes be prevented by multi-factor authentication. And really on the personal level, for your personal email, your personal devices, it's very easy to set up and it doesn't take a whole lot of time. You just need to go dig in your settings, whatever app or device it may be, and just see if it's enabled. A lot of times it's just a simple toggle slider that is in the off position that you just need to move to on. You need to understand how it works though, because a lot of times you will need a password or a PIN number in place before you can add this extra layer. That's really for your own benefit, so pay attention when you do this. Now, if you're in an organization, you'll probably need to talk to your system administrator, potentially just upper management, your IT provider, depending on your level of access to these people. And really, it needs to be turned on for everybody these days. It's such an easy method to just completely avoid being a victim of an attack that it's now starting to become a routine requirement of insurance companies to even consider you for being insured. That's not necessarily true for all of the carriers that are out there. Some of them will continue to provide cybersecurity insurance, but at the same time, they may limit you on what they cover you. Perfect example of this is something called invoice manipulation coverage. So what that would be is, say somebody gains access to your account and they send a fake invoice to one of your customers. Okay, it legitimately came from you because they have just taken advantage of being able to access your systems, and say your client pays this. Well, it doesn't go to your account. That's the whole point of this. But then when your client discovers it, they let you know, well, guess what? You as a business are on the hook for that. So one of those things that's very important to have. So in short, I know we're all sick to death of hearing about it, and it's legitimately a pain most times when it pops up because you have to pull up an account you don't normally access. You have to pull up your phone. But it is one of those things that begrudgingly I will admit is for the greater good. So hope that helps. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out. Happy to answer any of them.